Joining us now is Oswald Denis, conservative candidate for the 17th City Council District. Welcome, Mr. Denis. Nice to have you with us.
Pleasure to be here, guys.
Talk to me about conservative politics and why you think this would be attractive to the Bronx. We don't have conservative party candidates in elected office at this point.
In a nutshell, Gary, I keep it very simple to the Bronxites in order for them to understand that as conservatives, we conserve the Bronx. As conservatives, we conserve our playgrounds. As conservatives, we conserve our value.
Let's get into some of the specifics. Unemployment in the Bronx fell to 5.7% in March 2017. The borough president and many other officials in the Bronx were saying, wow, guess what? Unemployment is coming down. The job picture is getting better and better. What's your vision of jobs and employment in the Bronx?
Throughout the whole city, unemployment in the Bronx is still the highest. And that is not good for us in the Bronx. We need to empower our people. We need to empower our society. There are over 1 million plus people in the Bronx, and unemployment is still high. Brooklyn, if you compare it to Brooklyn, it's lower than us in the Bronx. Mm-hmm. So we need to keep that in mind, that throughout the whole city, as a conservative, what I want to do is empower our minority people, blacks and Latinos, and let them know, hey, you can make it, you can work, and we could really bring down unemployment.
And how do we do that? How do you empower those people so that they can get skills and get jobs that help feed their families?
Encouragement. You speak to them. Word by word. You need to empower them. Education. Bring out the power they have within them. Empowering them. Encouraging them. Letting them know that, hey, you can make it. You can do it. You are a Bronxite. You don't need to move out of the Bronx. We could stay here in the Bronx. We can make it better. And as a conservative, this is my vision.
In many parts of the Bronx and in the 17th district in particular, even though we have 1.4 million people and we have a network of mass transit as well as certainly numerous roads and streets, we still have, in essence, transportation deserts. It's hard to get from point A to point B in the Bronx. Talk to me about transportation and how we can get people to get from point A to point B quicker.
Well, not too long ago, or rather last winter, it was snowstorm and some folks were hard to get to their places. What we could do is, during the winter, clean out the area, get the snow out of the places, out of the streets, and perhaps we could provide better services, train stations, our buses. It's there. It's affordable for us. What can we, sometimes we need to walk a couple of blocks to get to the train station. It's quite a walk, but perhaps we could provide Uber cars or cab drivers, things of that nature. But for now, if we need to walk the extra mile, I guess we have to walk the extra mile.
Are you a fan of, let's say, increasing city bike or those kinds of provisions in the Bronx? And what about a ferry service, especially because there are waterfront areas in the 17th?
I'm fully in favor of it, certainly. If we have city bikes in Manhattan, why not have them in the Bronx? Let's bring it to the Bronx also.
We have a serious problem in the Bronx, which is ironic considering that we have the best health care facilities and infrastructure in the Bronx with all the hospitals that we have. Yet the Bronx is, and it's been well repeated, 62 out of 62 counties in the state when it comes to health indicators. How do we improve access to good health care and keep Bronxites healthier?
Well, asthma is the highest rate that we in the Bronx. Asthma is the highest rate that we have in the Bronx. And we need to provide better services when it comes to asthma education, diabetes, etc. Because our people need health coverage, they need health, they need doctors. And as a conservative, education. We want to educate our people that, hey, The services are there, the service is there, or you need to tap into it, and we will provide them for you.
Maybe the biggest controversy in the Bronx right now involves the combination of homeless shelters and where to site them, and along with the need for affordable housing. Many people are living in places where the rent is too high, and also if they're homeless, of course, they simply need affordable housing. How do we take a look at that in the 17th and do a better job?
Homelessness is very high in the 17th. That's the South Bronx. From Cortona Park East all the way down to the South Bronx. I live in the 17th district. I see them. I see them. They sleep underneath scaffolds. We provide food. We provide clothing. So we need to really provide better services, because some of these shelters, they're just not providing the services that they need to provide our people in the 17th district. We need to clean up the Bronx, Gary. That's how we do it. Get them out of the streets, put them in the shelters, and you're gonna stay there. We're gonna find a place for you, but you cannot pollute our streets, because you are hurting our people in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we could summarize this, and I'll give you a moment to give us a kind of a general statement about, platform in terms of, 1, 2, 3, your priorities, and what you think you can provide the people of the 17th Council District.
Well, we need to provide better security for our citizens in the 17th. Better security for our people, our senior citizens in the 17th. 441 East, 155th Street right now has no elevators. They have a tax break from the city municipal government, and they do not have, our senior citizens, they do not have a working elevator this instant, Gary. And that needs to come to an end. As the next city councilman, I'll make sure that our citizens have better services. As your next city councilman, I'll make sure that our citizens are safe in our 17th district. Not too long ago, some scaffoldings fell apart. Why? Because we're not oversighting. We need to oversight. We need to watch over. I have pictures in my mobile device of syringes throughout the whole 17th district. And that needs to come to an end. As your next city councilman, we will bring that to an end, Gary.
Oswald Denis, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Good luck throughout the rest of the campaign. And I think people will agree your passion for the Bronx and improving the Bronx is infectious and comes right through. So thank you for joining us on In the District.
Thank you, Gary.
Great.
Pleasure.
We will be right back with more. Don't go away.